Hello and welcome to our SST class again, my dear students. So let's rediscuss the topic again, which is already in continuity. The topic agriculture from your geography book, chapter number 4. So today we will try to wind up this chapter. We have already covered the two video explanation of this chapter. Today we are on the last topic. Okay, the last topic is a type of a case study between a farmhouse or agriculture field in India and agriculture field in states, USA. We will be studying both of these, though in the book it's given in paragraph wise, but for your facility, for your better understanding, I have written it like a comparative study so that we can compare the way of agriculture done in both the countries, how it is being different, where we are lagging behind, yeah, where states is leading, USA is leading. Okay, what is the you know basic points of differences, the way the farmer of India works and the farmer of USA works. So let's see. In India, the average agriculture field that a farmer occupy, though it varies according to state, but we have taken a area of Uttar Pradesh, Ghazipur district. The average area occupied there by the farmer is about 1.5 hectare. And my dear students, it's really a huge area as far as Indian perspective is concerned. 1.5 hectare is a big area. Okay. Here the area is of 1.5 hectare. The farmer which we have taken for discussion, the example which we have taken, that particular farmer is having this much particular of land. Okay. This farmer is growing at least two types of crop in a year. Basically, wheat and rice, the major food crops, and he's growing pulses as well. Okay. If we straight away jump into the agricultural scenario of states, USA, the average agriculture field there vary about 250 hectares. So it's really a huge amount, almost 200 times of this particular size. In India, usually the farmers, even though they live in villages, but they stay away from their agricultural land. Agricultural land, the place is reserved somewhere else, and they used to live in a village. Means a village is having two places, one separately for the agricultural land and one place where the people live. Okay, but in US, usually the farmers live where they are having agriculture field nearby. They are building a farmhouse in their particular area, the area they are cultivating, and they are living with that particular agricultural land. There they used to grow crops like corn, soya bean, wheat, cotton, and sugar beet. Okay, we have taken an example of one of the farmers from USA. This particular farmer is occupying a 300 hectares of land. It's too huge size. Okay, if we compare these two case studies, this figure itself makes a huge difference. Here it's a 1.5 hectare of land and here it's a 300 hectares of land. Okay, this person, the Indian farmer in this particular case study, he is very much dependent on others for cultivating his field. Like if he needs water, he has to borrow water from his neighboring well, neighboring field. If he needs any type of credits, any type of advisors, he is heavily dependent on the more educated, more learned people, to the societies, to the other facilities which are provided by the Indian government, to the farmers, the basic facilities, or either he had to take advices from the other people of his same type. Okay, so means water availability is not so you know smooth and easy. Fine. While the farmer of USA is having adequate measures for water and for the pest controls as well. Here the case is different. If anything goes wrong with the agriculture field, if there is any insect, any weed or any germ which is harming the crops, then the farmer has to run away to the concerned person to take advices. and maybe he would have to take credit to purchase the medicines, because medicines are also too much costly. Okay, so he will have to run to the societies, okay, the society of which he has already taken the membership. Fine. Societies are, type of a community which are helping the farmers in many ways, by providing loans, by providing advisors, by taking their, purchasing their outputs, whatever they have produced in the field, by providing them seeds. So societies have a big role to play in a life of a farmer. A farmer is heavily dependent on the societies. Fine. As I have already told to you, he has to take credits and advices for use of fertilizers and other chemical. He can't straight away go with those things to use. Else, if I compare the same scenario with the farmer of USA, he is highly mechanized. He is highly technical. He is having a computer, he is having a net facility, so he can search on the net the best option for his agriculture field, and he can see what all measures can he do, scientific measures. There is even a laboratory testing facility. He can send the sample of his soil, the crops to the labs where the scientists are there who can give him the best to best advice. Fine. Okay. Here in the Indian case, the farmer is heavily dependent on his family members as well. Entire family are engaged into his agricultural business. They, not business exactly, the agriculture thing which they are doing. All the family members are helping them by their own way. And in US farms, the farmer is heavily loaded with the machines. He is having tractors, he is having seed drills, he is having levelers, he is having threshers, and what not more. Almost every type of machines are available. Fine. But here in India, not so much mechanized thing. Mostly labor work is done, and that too is done by the family member. Even for a tractor or any such small machine, the Indian farmers has to, you know, borrow those machines. He is not able to purchase those things directly. He is not in a situation that he can purchase out them so easily. Fine. So Indian farmers is a more worried guy, busy guy related to his field activities. Here, the case study which we have taken of the farmer, he is also owning some pets. He is maintaining a livestock. So, for in order to provide the diets to his animals, he is managing fodder also, and that fodder he is again getting available from the societies. Fine. In this case, it's not mentioned that whether this particular person is maintaining a livestock, any cattle farm or not. Fine. So, as far as the comparison is concerned, you can easily look out if this guy has very huge responsibility. He has to work more by his muscles rather by his machines. And these are highly mechanized people. They are more or less like a businessman's. They are less farmers, more of a businessman. The other irony of a farmer in a country compared to US is that our farmers do not have adequate facility of storing their outputs, storing their grains, what they have generated from the agriculture field. So they are forced to sell out in whatever rate they get from the market. Okay, otherwise the grains will get destroyed, decayed, okay, because of the weather condition and many more other things. But in US they are having huge storage facility. They are having their own godowns where they can keep the output, and they have no hurry to sell it out in the market. They wait for the adequate price, they wait for their business deals to be turnover, then they go for selling it. So that's why I quoted that they are more working like a business people rather than a farmer. So this was the thing. See, it's not like it's such a critical condition. These are the traditional methods which we are using in our country. And since US is a developed country and we are into still into developing phase, so these things will be, you know, visible moreover. Okay. Still, India is progressing very quickly in the field of agriculture. There are many farmers who are using mechanized tool. Many states which are cultivating land on a huge basis. the situation and the scenario is changing as the time is passing. Okay, so as being an Indian citizen, we hope for betterment of a farmer, maybe our future of our country, the students, those who are into their learning phase now, maybe tomorrow they will be becoming an eminent scientists, so they would be suggesting some better ways of farming for our country India. Okay, so let's see what can all be done better for the country as future are in the hands of you, the young generation of our nation. Thank you so much. That's it for the day. I hope you would have understood the topic well. Thank you and have a nice day.